Hello. Today's video is going to be a really exciting one. I've been wanting to show this to you guys for quite some time, a few months for sure, and haven't been able to because we've been working on a separate cipher string, and we are finished. I'm going to give you an update on the dig that we have just done, and then I'm going to show you this cipher. This cipher is huge. It's massive. It's been sitting in front of us for 400 years, and we have not seen it. Now, a subscriber, she watches my videos. She watched one of my videos in which I flipped this map upside down. And when I did, she saw something. And she contacted me and told me, and I've been working on it ever since, off to the side. Now I'm really dived into it, and I'm going to show you a few things. We're trying to figure it out. This is something that's going to be interactive. And so when you see this, I mean, really put your thinking hats on. And if you notice anything, please put it in the comments, and we will look into it. And it just might be the piece we're looking for. What this lady has found, Robin, thank you very much. It ends up being huge. Even if it doesn't lead to the ultimate answer, this is massive, and it's been right in front of us. And how we've missed it, it really does have my mind just kind of spinning. So let's just get right into it. Our dig. This spot right here that you see with the Y, and it looks like a T above it in a black box, and you got that empty black box above it. We have a cipher string which led us to that spot. This is in our map. This is in the 1611 Bible, the map of Jerusalem. And we had a cipher that was telling us it was possible that he could be there 8 to 10 feet. And so we dug a hole 9 feet long, 9 feet wide, 10 feet deep, and we did not find him. I really didn't see the point in going any deeper, since we had 8 to 10 feet was our mark. We can always go back and dig deeper if we find something else, but I just really don't believe he's there. I believe it was a false cipher, and I'm going to show you why he's done that. But perseverance and diligence, that's what's on the chamber of reflection, and we are going to have to persevere through these, I guess you call them tricks. But that's okay. There was some good that came out of it. It shrinks the map. You know, when we first got the map and we're first trying to break it, we're reading it in a literal sense. This is a map of Jerusalem, but then obviously you have the word cave under it. We know that it's actually an aerial view map of Asher, Arkansas, and then you have that tunnel that's right there. Well, we checked it. It's in the shape of a keystone, so of course a keystone sits above a doorway. My door must be underneath. I checked and I couldn't find a door. So I went to the next spot over in the next corner where the L's at, and you see that tunnel there. Okay, that must be, well, there was a man-made wall with a hole. So we take it down. Nope, you're not there. So then we find a cipher string that leads us down to this location, and you're not there. So one good thing that has come out of this is each time it's shrinking the map. There's less and less places that he can be, and so we just have to persevere and keep going on. And so now I want to go ahead and show you just a couple places on where he's actually told us that he's done this. It's just you know, I truly believe that when we do this, and when you unlock a cipher string and when you're trying to apply it, you really have to believe 100%, no wavering, and you got to go into it all the way and believe in it all the way. If it's not there, that's fine. We continue on. But I just truly believe that that's the heart and mind that you'll have to get this done. And so now that I truly believe he's not there, we have to continue on. So what do we do? Let's read this. This is in Timon of Athens. We've seen it before. It's on page 92, which is a Bacon cipher number. Believest thou will do anything for gold? Consumption so. In hollow bones of man strike their sharp sins, and mar men's spurring. Crack the lawyer's voice, that he may never more false title plead. We got to crack his voice. And how you crack his voice is by going through these ciphers and knocking them out one by one. It's like a scientific method. It's the mind of a scientist. That's exactly what you do in science. And so it's almost like it's been structured this way. And we have to We have to answer it. It's interesting when you come straight over, you have the word to, and then it says, answer mere nature, bid them flatter thee, and thou shalt find. I'm a perfect imitator of nature. It may very well be at the end of this that it's understanding what's nature and what's man done. And it might be so obscure that you were really going to have to truck this land and search every inch of it. And so, but there's one spot where he's telling you he's false. He's giving you false things, and you must crack his voice. So now we're going to go over to Richard. This is Richard III on page 173. Of course, 17 and 3 is 20, RC. And then the R and the third letter of the alphabet is C, so RC. And then when you come down here, let's see here, you have the word bacon in a triangle. You got B, A, C, and O in a straight line. And you have the lowercase n if you wanted to make that, just to make it a line. But I saw the n across, and so I crossed it and made the triangle. You have the word monument in there. And then you have the word map coded twice. Once it's M, A, and then you just come straight down and you hit the capital P. And then the other way would be using the M, the P, and then there's an A over here, which gives you the triangle. I don't know if those are right. You know, I've just said it's a mind of curiosity. But then he's talking about being scarce, half made up, which we know we only have half of his body. And then when you come down, this P lands on line 33. And it says, plots have I laid, inductions dangerous, by drunken prophecies, libels, and dreams. You see, he's laid plots. Drunken prophecies, like the wall with the hole in it. That's in the book of Ezekiel. There's supposed to be a door behind it. But a drunken prophecy, when you're drunken, you know, you're not thinking clearly. And so he wanted us to have the appearance that that's what it was, but that's not really what it was. Libels, false statements in writings that are for the hurt of the reader. 7 months I spent on that cipher. 7 months getting that all in and trying to understand it and getting the location, and then you dig it and it's not there. You know, that was pretty painful. It hurt. But we pick ourselves up and we move on. And so this is just a couple of spots where he's clearly telling you, I've laid plots. Crack the lawyer's voice that he may no more false title plead. And so that's what we're doing. Come over here. This is in Richard II. Okay? This is in Richard II. It's very important. I'm going to this because it's on the Northumberland document. And Richard II and Richard III are both mentioned in that document. And I'm going to show it to you. And so now we're going to go ahead and crack this new cipher. And we'll come back to this page because these pages become very important. So let's come back to this map. Okay? Now I'm going to zoom out. And this is a map of Jerusalem, which is in your 1611 King James Bible. Just copied it. That is exactly what it looks like. So this is a map that was put in your original 1611 King James Bible. It's been right in front of us this whole time. And if you look, you're going to actually see that it's, not only is it a map of Jerusalem, not only is it an aerial view map of our cave, but it is also a pictorial cipher. And when you pull this back, you'll see a razorback head. Sorry about that. I got it highlighted. See it? Let me get a pen here. Here's his snout. Comes up. That's his head. Here's his eye. Here's his snout. At the bottom of his mouth. Body. It's the whole head of a razorback. Or a hog. Or bacon. Look at that. It just, you can't unsee it once you see it. You cannot unsee it once you see it. There it is, Razorback. And that's very interesting because, of course, he puts, got these upside down, he puts on his family crest the Razorback. It's done several different variations, but it's clearly a Razorback, has the tusk hanging out of his mouth. This is the crest of Bacon. So he uses the Razorback as his symbol for him. And in the 1611 King James Bible, in the Jerusalem map, you no doubt have a Razorback head sitting right there. Now, there's more. Because when you flip the map upside down, so if we take this map and we flip it upside down, you're going to see it looks like a face. A man wearing a helmet. Here's his face. Here's his nose, his eye, and he's wearing a helmet. Looks like a jewel in the front of the helmet. And then you have that hair that the Romans would have on top of their helmet. And he's got this deal that comes down. This is like his chest area. And then you'll look, and it looks like he's clutching a snake. Here's his hand. Here's the snake head. Here's the snake body. The underbelly of the scales. So when you pull it back, it's a man, a knight, or a king, and he's clutching a serpent. And the head of that serpent, it's like he's looking at the head of that serpent. Look at that. Undeniable. No doubt about it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. I got it highlighted here. See it? Look at that. Once you see that, you will never unsee it again. But this has been in front of us for 400 years. I've never heard anybody speak about this. I've never heard anybody show this. They just appear. And then I've highlighted the serpent. There's the serpent. His head. There's the serpent's head. And then he's got his clutch. These are your fingers. Clutching the neck. And then the body that's hanging out. Coming down. That is a pictorial cipher of a knight or a king clutching a snake. Within the 1611 King James Bible Jerusalem map. And when you flip it upside down, back to the way you're supposed to look at it, you see the Razorback. Bacon. He's left a message using pictorial ciphers within our aerial view map, within the map of Jerusalem that's in that Bible. Now, what we have to ask is, why in the world did you do that? What does that mean? You do not just do that for no reason. And like I said, it is mind-boggling. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. One interesting thing is that when you flip this thing upside down and you're looking at it from this point of view, you'll notice that the tongue of the serpent, trying to keep it steady, the eye of the man, and the nose, the snout of the hog all meet at one place. They all meet at one place. And when you look at it in the aerial view, it ends up being right here. Right here. We were digging right here. It ends up being right here. And this is exactly where we have an eyeball carved on a stone. We have an eyeball carved on a stone. I'm going to show you a carving that we have found. We found another carving. It's a carving of what's referred to as a Tau cross. And that is a direct symbol of the Knights Templar. It was incredible when we saw it. This place just keeps unlocking more and more. And the more and more we dig, the more and more we're finding. And the more and more you think you know this map, the more and more it unlocks new things. I can't wrap my mind around it. This is very interactive, so really think about this, ponder on this, and if there's anything that you can think of, let us know. If we can apply it out here, we'll apply it. And I definitely let you know. Now, of course, once this is brought to my attention, she shows me the man. She saw the man's face. We then see the snake. We then see the razorback face. We're starting to put this together. Okay, what is this saying? Are we talking about Genesis 3 when you crush the serpent's head? Is that what this is? And it's around the serpent's head that we're going to find what we need to find, and that's gonna crush the serpent's head. So is he here somewhere? You see, there's many different ways in which we can look at this now, and we know he's directly tied to the Bible. This is all about the Father's work. So this might be, we have a dust hill. On the dust thou shalt crawl all the days of thy life. This is the curse that's put upon the serpent. We have a huge dust hill there, dust covering all these huge stones. And so there's just a lot to think about. For me, I try to understand why. I have to understand why you did this. And one good place to start is, of course, in the folio. And so I'm going to go ahead and bring us back to the folio now. And we're going to come back to this Richard II, Richard III, but I should have marked my page. But in Timon of Athens, I believe I have found him talking about this page, about this picture. It's right here. And like I said, if you'll look at this drawing, when you look at the knight or the king, you'll notice it looks like in his helmet, it looks like a jewel. See it? There's a huge stone out there, like on a hill. And I'm wondering if maybe we have to flip that. I don't know. But that looks like a jewel on his helmet. And when I'm poring over the folio, I come across this. And it says, "How now, my lord? Know you're the quality of Lord Timon's fury? Push. Did you see my cap?" Then he says, "I have lost my gown. He's but a mad lord, and naught but humor sways him. He gave me a jewel the other day, and now he has beat it out of my hat." So we're talking about a jewel being beat out of a hat, but first he called it a cap. So a cap, a hat, or a helmet, something that covers the head. He says, I have lost my gown, the capital G, and then I also, a gown back then, it was real tight up against the chest, and you'll notice that picture, it goes from a helmet all the way down to his chest. I'm wondering if that's what he's conveying, that this picture, you're going to see the jewel in the helmet, and you're also going to see it go all the way down to his chest. And then it says, "Did you see my cap? He gave me a jewel the other day, and now has beat it out of my hat." He says, "Did you see my jewel? Did you see my cap?" He says, "Here it is. Here lies my gown." Well, we're talking about a cap. We're talking about a hat. It's the drawing. And he's wanting you to pay attention to the jewel that's in that hat, that's in that helmet. He says, "Let's make no stay. Lord Timon's mad. I feel it upon my bones. One day he gives us diamonds, the next day stones." It's a riddle. It's a riddle, and it's talking about that right there. And it's just a couple pages later that we have to crack his voice, so he may no more false title plead. This may be another trick. This may be another cipher. But in any event, this is the King James Bible we're talking about. And within that map, you have pictorial pictures. No doubt about it. A razorback face, a knight or a king clutching a serpent. Why are those there? Who put those there? Well, I think we can understand Bacon put those there. That's why the razorback face is there. So we understand the razorback. Now we need to understand this picture right here. And what is it conveying to us, and what do we have to do with it? This is the Northumberland document that resides in a museum. It's got Bacon, it's got Neville, it's got William Shakespeare, but then it also references two plays, Richard II and Richard III. Why? I began to ask myself why those two plays? And when I began to pour through that play, here we are in Richard II. This is page 36, and then you just come over, and it's page 39. So we have that air. And so right there, we need to stop, and we need to really pay attention to this page, because that's not done on accident. That's to get your eye. And of course, it's exactly correct, because what's going to be conveyed here, he's describing that drawing that we're looking at.
And he says, march on and mark King Richard how he looks. It says, parley without and answer within. Then a flourish, enter in on the wall, and you have RC within that triangle spelling map with capital letters. And so you have RC, enter in on the walls. That's the keystone. We entered in on the wall, on the rock shelf. CC, King Richard himself do appear, as doeth the blushing, discontented sun. This is a riddle. I'm not going to break it down because I don't believe, maybe I don't have it 100% correct. But in any case, yet looks he like a king, behold his eye. Remember, we was looking at that picture, the eye and the tongue of the serpent and the snout of the hog all meet at one spot, and we have an eye carved out there. So behold his eye. And then we come over here. My subjects, a pair of carved saints, and my large kingdom for a little grave, a little grave, an obscure grave, or I'll be buried in the king's highway. No doubt talking about us. It's an obscure grave we're looking for. One's given to us. He talks about pretty marches with shedding tears. I'm thinking that's all these marches that are in the map. They look like little footprints, like somebody's been marching. So this is all riddles, and we have to answer these. But pretty marches till they drop still upon one place, till they have fretted us a pair of graves within the earth, and therein laid their lies. Two kinsmen dig their graves with weeping eyes. You have the Northumberland down below it, and then you come across, my legs can keep no measure of delight. What sport shall we devise here in this garden? It's this whole thing is a trick. And we're at the location, but we surely obviously have not figured out how to read this map. And it keeps opening up new things and more things. And so I just wanted to update you guys and let you know where we were. The dig did not give me what we wanted, but it does catapult us on. It does shrink the map, and now we're unlocking something that is just, it's massive. Those pictorial ciphers cannot be denied. Those were put in your Bible, and everybody needs to be asking the question, why are those in there? Why are they in there? Share this with everybody. The more people that are kind of thinking about it and thinking outside of the box, the better chances we have of unlocking this. And so this is where I am now. There's a whole lot more. I can't really go through everything. I'm still working on it. This is all new. We're doing it as we go. And so I very much appreciate your guys' input, your comments. I want to go ahead and do a couple videos on scripture. So if anybody has any ideas on a topic that you want taught, that you want deeper understanding, go ahead and put it in the comments. And if I have that deeper understanding, I will definitely put it out there. And so, all glory to the Father. Thank you, Yahoo. Your work is incredible. This is incredible. This map is blowing my mind. I didn't think it could really blow my mind any more than what it already has. But that's blowing my mind. It is a map of Jerusalem. It's an aerial view map of our cave, and it's a pictorial cipher. And then that also brings to question, remember the cipher about give liking unto nothing but what is framed. Well, we frame pictures. So maybe it's not this whole thing that you want me to pay attention to, but just the picture. And so, yeah, I got a lot of things running through my mind. All glory to you, Yahoo. Thank you. You're going to give us the answers. Take out the confusion. We'll put the work in. We love you. It's all for your glory. Thank you for your son. Thank you, Yahushua. Till the next one. Amen.